Welcome to Ghouls Night Out with your hostesses, Brandy and Jody.
Hello, beautiful ghouls. Welcome. This is Brandy. I'm here with my sister, Jody.
Hello.
So, I got a follow-up email from Ashley from our Ashley episode last week. And I'm just going to kind of scan through it. I'm not going to read the entire thing because it is kind of long, but I just wanted to share with you guys what she had to say about it. She said, oh, ladies, thank you so much. This week's episode meant so much to me and really helped in more ways than one. I don't want to make you guys sad, but since my dad passed away 3 years ago, I've been struggling with depressive disorder, and it's been really hard. We totally understand that. Your podcast was the first that I found that I loved, and every time I start my week with you two, it feels a little less horrible and helps me get the motivation to get out of the house and get to work. Thank you so much, Ashley, for that. That means a lot to us. We really appreciate you saying that. She goes on to say, Brandy, my goodness, thank you, and I am so sorry. No problem. I didn't mean to suggest a topic that would keep leading you to another and another, but thank you. It was super interesting, and now I have my own research topics. I think you're both right. My experiences don't sound like deja vu at all and do more like the precognitive experiences or premonitions. The experiences I've had don't feel like I'm recalling from dreams, but maybe only a part of my brain remembers the dream and is aware of it. It's like having a realization in or prior to the moment, giving me a split second to recall or realize or made aware of what could happen. Hearing about all the other experiences people had was awesome too. The concept that it's information going from one side of the brain to the other, but slower on one side is so cool. I had no idea or had heard about that. So now I get to research into more of these, so thank you truly. I also wonder if this relates in any way to the dream I had of my dad after he passed that I originally wrote to you about. He didn't necessarily warn me about anything in the dream, but then again, maybe a year from now or something will happen to spur a memory or feeling. And I actually wrote Ashley back and mentioned the fact that, you know, maybe her dad was kind of giving her a warning that things are going to be rough, but she can get through them. You know, she just has to stay strong. And she also gave us a misheard lyric. So, Loverboy, turn me loose. Why don't you turn me loose?
Okay, yeah.
The misheard lyric was, why there's a turtle loose. So, why there's a turtle loose. A turtle loose.
Damn turtles.
So that's hilarious. Oh, we love it, Ashley. Thank you so much again for writing in and expressing your feelings to us and experiences. We love it so much. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up again for Ashley's episode. And I have some embarrassing moments to go over.
Love those.
Yes, they are great.
As long as it's not about me.
Yeah, which you need to start sharing some because I've shared some, and I actually have one. I wasn't going to say it, but I've had enough to drink, so I'm going to go ahead this week. Shit. So I'm in a separate office at work, and nobody sees me, but you can hear everything that goes on in there. Mm-hmm. So everyone was in the office, like, it's kind of like down a little, it's not a hallway. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like far away, like on the other end of the building than where I'm at, but it's not too far. Yeah. So again, you can hear everything. And a fart slipped out. And everyone was in that other office. And I was like, oh my God. And I could feel, it was like sitting there. And I could feel it. I was like, oh my God, because I knew it was going to come out at some point. I was like, oh my God, please don't be loud. It was so loud. It was so loud. I was so embarrassed, but I think I could probably pull it off as, it was my chair or something. But nobody said anything. Nobody laughed. But everything did get a bit quiet for a minute. Oh my God, I was so embarrassed. So that was my embarrassing moment of the fucking week. Because apparently I'm probably going to have one every week.
I don't have embarrassing moments that I can think of.
It's probably just me. Probably nobody has an embarrassing moment for like months and then they have one. But no, I have one every single week. It's probably just me. Anyway, that was my embarrassing moment for the week.
Come on, everyone. Everyone's got some embarrassing
Seriously,
moments. Send them in.
No, we don't judge. Send them in. It doesn't matter.
We'll just laugh about it. That's all.
And even anonymously. We don't have to say your name. We just want to hear it, and I'll laugh together. It'd be great. Ghouls Night Out Podcast at gmail.com. Okay, well, let's read some other people's embarrassing moments because they're funny. I was at a Subway in D.C. and asked the guy behind the counter for a football meat-long. He tried to be nice and play it off like he didn't hear me and said, "I'm sorry, what?" So I repeated my order, a football meat-long. I realized what I said after I'd heard several giggles and haven't been back to that Subway since.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know. Next one, expecting an eBay purchase, I opened the box to find my mom's brand new vibrator.
Oh,
That would be disappointing.
no. Oh.
You're like, here, Mom, this is for you.
Have fun.
Aw, poor Dad. Okay. Next one, I was about to leave a house party, so I went to retrieve my coat from a bedroom I'd left it in. I walked in on two of my friends having sex, both male. Nobody had a clue they were gay. That was 15 years ago, and we've never spoke about it. They're both married to women.
What?
So she walked in on their college experiment.
They might be bi, just because.
Yeah, there's no problem experimenting when you're young or even when you're not. Fuck it. Do what you want. Just be safe.
Do you?
You do you. You beautiful ghouls. Okay. Next one, as I drove out of it says patrol station, so this must be out of the country. But I'm a gas station, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Patrol station. I noticed a really good-looking lad filling up his car. For some weird reason and completely against how I normally behave, I blew him a kiss and then proceeded to drive straight into the back of a taxi.
Oh my gosh.
So embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Poor thing. And you know, she was like, fuck it, I'm going to be crazy and cute. And she did it, and then she drove into the back.
She's never going to do it again.
Oh, so sad. Okay. Next one. I ran into this guy at a bar that I went to school with. We always have small conversations when we bump into each other. I told him good luck on beer pong, and he stuck his cheek out for me to kiss it. I didn't know what to do, so I just pressed my cheek against his. Then you could probably be like, "Oh, sorry, I was drunk." You know, and just, my bad.
Well, that's pretty presumptuous that he's,
Yeah.
What if I don't want to kiss your face?
Put your face away. I don't want it.
She went up and just licked it.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. You stuck her tongue in his ear. What would he do? It would freak him out. That would be great. That's what you do when you're awkward. You just freak people out. Make them feel as awkward as you do.
That's right.
Okay. Next one, went to pick up a delivery order. As the girl behind the counter handed me my food, my brain got confused between saying lovely thanks and thank you. So I said love you. Then reversed out of the shop at 200 miles an hour and cringed myself to death.
Have you ever done that before?
Yes.
I have too.
Oh my God, yes.
You're at work?
Yeah. Love you, bye.
Oh, shit. Then you can't be like, I don't love you.
I hate you, bye.
Just hang up real fast.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Next one, first day of driver's ed, the teacher goes, "Who's Christian?" I thought it was a weird question, but I figured Jesus will want me to stand up for my beliefs, so I raised my hand, and then I realized she was taking roll.
I didn't ask who's a Christian.
I could see why that was embarrassing in high school.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I could see someone saying, and like, you know, responding like that, "Who's Christian?" Me. You know? Next one, when my son was in preschool, Toy Story 2 had just come out, and McDonald's was putting their Toy Story 2 toys in their Happy Meals. We're sitting at a table, and I opened my son's bag and proceeded to say loudly, "Oh, look, you got a Woody!" It's very inappropriate.
Don't do that in the restaurant.
She was probably like, "Oh my God, what the fuck did I just say?"
She's probably not the only one.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Woody.
That's what his name is.
Oh, goodness gracious. Next one, at a funeral, I got up to the coffin and asked the widow of the deceased, "How are you?"
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't ever know what to say.
No,
Oh, my God.
I know.
That was one thing that I really consciously thought of when our mom died, because it was horribly painful and traumatic, and you know, people don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say. Like, the person who is grieving doesn't expect you to know what to say.
Yeah.
They don't care what you say. Just putting that out there, because I'm like, it doesn't matter what you say.
I don't remember what anyone said
Exactly. Exactly. So just say, "I'm sorry," and move on.
to me. Yeah.
Next one, when I was in an interview, the CEO asked, "So tell me a bit about your guilty pleasures. You drink, you smoke?" I told him I enjoy a good drink and I am definitely pro marijuana. He then said, "I meant cigars."
Yeah, you don't talk about that
No!
when you're interviewing.
TMI, people. Yeah, keep your illegal shit to yourself.
Yeah.
Talk about anything else. All right, next one, taking Spanish 101. The teacher pairs me up with a cute girl. She smiles and we start having a simple Spanish conversation. I then sneezed and farted at the same time. She looked horrified. I went back to the dorm room and dropped the class.
Aw. That sucks.
I know.
Sometimes you just can't help that.
I know, especially if you're sneezing, you can't control
Yeah.
anything. That sucks.
I mean, when I sneeze, I pee. So, I mean,
yeah, if I cough too much sometimes, it's not good.
it sucks getting old.
Yeah, well, these people sounded like they were in college. But anyway, sneezing and farting is a common thing. And if the girl doesn't like it, she's not for you, because, hello.
I probably would have busted out laughing myself.
I mean, why'd you drop the glass? Oh, it's because you farted. My boss reached his fist towards mine for Nux. I misread the situation and thought he was expanding an imaginary microphone. I leaned over to his fist and said, "Hello there."
Oh my God. Why would you think that?
I don't know. I mean, it just depends on where your brain is at that second. Because if someone went like this, you'd be like,
I would just look at it and be like, what are you doing?
well, they leaned in and said, "Hello there." Which is fantastic.
I bet he don't do that anymore.
Yeah, nobody wants Nux from the manager.
No.
Okay. At my friend's wedding, I walk into the bathroom, which has 1 or 2 more men in it than there are stalls and urinals for. My friend says, I guess I'll use the handicap stall, since it was unoccupied, but apparently he wasn't sure if he should use it or not. Without missing a beat, I said, that's okay, it works for the mentally handicapped people too. It was at that point that I realized that it wasn't my friend who said it, just some guy I didn't know.
Oh my god. Oh, that's not good.
That's hilarious. Okay. I work in a hospital. I was taking a patient for an x-ray, and the patient was in a wheelchair. Me, I suck at steering these things. I'll try not to drive you into a wall. The patient had just spent 6 weeks in bed seriously injured after driving into a wall.
Oh my gosh.
That sucks.
Oh.
Next one, about 7 years ago, trying to find an original way to compliment my girlfriend, my now wife, I told her, you look good in nothing. Fast forward an hour later, oh shit, I meant you look good naked. I'm sorry, but that sounds like something a dude would do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, you look good in nothing. The girl dies inside. And an hour later, you realize that you were a douche. Okay, next one. Once I was having an argument with my partner. She had a problem with me correcting her and said, I know I'm not the brightest tool in the shed, but there's no need to always correct me. I couldn't stop myself, and all I said was, sharpest. Oh my god, fuck you.
What did she say? She's not the what?
She's not the brightest tool in the shed. Just whispers sharpest. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Okay. In high school, we took a field trip to a college, and as I was walking to put my tray away in the college cafeteria, I fell flat on my face. My tray, plate, and silverware went flying. That's not the bad part. The bad part was they published a story in my high school newspaper.
Well, that's rude. That was
always
always my biggest fear.
Oh my god, tripping in front of
Yes.
everyone, especially when you're visiting a college. Oh my
Yes.
god, yeah.
Your food going everywhere.
So embarrassing. Next one, I have a major fear of spiders. One day in high school, I walked down the hallway and saw a piece of mud. I screamed and ran the other way. My teacher made fun of me for being afraid of mud for ages.
I wouldn't be able to help myself either.
I know. Okay, the next few are hashtags from Jimmy Fallon, and they are hashtag I got caught. So I got caught loading my prosthetic leg with Skittles for sneaking them into a funeral.
Oh.
That would be embarrassing. After a shower, I stood naked for a sec by the window watching a cat. Just then, the Google Maps camera car drove down my street.
Never seen a Google Maps camera car.
I mean, I think they're like clearly labeled, so you know exactly what they are when they drive by. So
I wonder if people come out and like wave.
well, they do. Have you ever looked at weird things that Google camera cars have caught? It's on YouTube. Look it up. It's like weird stuff that Google camera cars have caught, and these people will like set up these scenarios and wait for these Google cars to drive by.
Oh my god.
There's one where there's a street full of people wearing pigeon masks.
What?
It's super weird. Yeah, look it up. It's weird.
Why?
I don't know. It's weird. Like, look up on YouTube strangest things that Google car maps have, or Google camera cars have caught. Google Maps camera cars have caught. It's weird. Okay, next one. I started barking and growling at my neighbor's cat. When I looked up, she was standing in the backyard watching me.
That sounds like the one from last
I know. Why do people do that?
Because they think it's just an animal. They're not going to judge.
Yeah, you're being
Take in
watched.
your surroundings, though, before you do that.
Looking up a guy's info on a college computer, I heard his voice behind me telling me how to correctly spell his name. Oh my God, I would die.
That would be embarrassing.
Yeah. Next one, I told my 3-year-old I was going to my room to fold laundry. She walked in on me eating a piece of cake I didn't want to share.
Have you ever done that?
Yes,
You do.
You have to.
It's like I wait until well, not anymore, but
Yeah.
when Peyton was little, I would wait until he went to bed, and I'd be eating my dessert, and every little noise, I would be like pausing, thinking he's up, getting ready to go to the
Yes,
bathroom or
because if
something.
they catch you, they will eat it.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
Yeah, you have to keep it a secret. Or you have to clearly explain, this is mine. Do not touch it. And then I forget about it, and then they end up eating it anyway. Anyway.
I don't forget about it.
I just did that with I had a pint of ice cream that I had gotten. It was almond milk ice cream, cinnamon ice cream. And I ate half of it and totally forgot about the other half.
You're weird.
It was good too. But yeah, Tyrion ended up eating it. Anyway, next one. Arguing with a cop that I had been wearing my seatbelt, he stopped me because he noticed the buckle hanging out of the door. Oops.
So they're breaking the law and lying.
Yes. On a first date, I sent a text to what I thought was my buddy saying this date is awful. I sent it to her.
Oh.
Oh, God, that's awful. Poor thing. She's probably heartbroken.
Or she was like, yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah. Be like, why would you send me this? Next one, when I was 5 at SeaWorld, I thought my mom was behind me, so I went to hug her, and it ended up being an old Asian dude. That sucks.
That is embarrassing when you're
I
like with
know.
someone at a store or wherever and you start talking because you think they're right next to you.
Yeah, I've done that.
You're like, oh, I thought you were someone else.
Yeah, you are not who I thought.
That happened before at the store. I was pushing my cart, and all of a sudden, this guy walks up and he throws something in my cart. He's just talking. I'm just looking at him, and then I don't say anything, and he finally stops talking and looks over at me, and he's like shocked, and I was like, "What's up?" And he started cracking up. And then he starts looking around for his wife, and he's like, "Oh my God, you won't believe what happened!" We're all three just cracking up.
Oh my God, that's great. I love it. Oh my gosh, that is funny. I think that's something everyone has done.
Oh,
where you
yeah.
just walk up to someone, or you at least turn around and think for a second that's who you're with. That's
But he even
hilarious.
put something in the cart and everything, and he's just talking. I'm just like looking at him like, it was great.
I don't know you. Excuse me.
And what's weird, I don't know what it was, but usually I don't talk to people at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
But I just like, what's up?
Just That's hilarious. I love it. Okay. Next one. At the library, I needed to fart and thought it would be silent, but it came out a long, slow whistle. Everyone looked up. That was me at work this week. Oh, God. Okay. Next one, I watched my hot neighbor doing yard work and said, I'd like me some of that. Then he looked up at me and I realized my window was open. Oh my God, that'd be so embarrassing.
Die. I would move.
Just burn that house down and move.
We'll start over.
Okay. Last one. My husband tried to show a client some of his custom work and instead showed his shirtless before pics of a weight loss challenge. That would be embarrassing.
That would be.
Okay, those were my embarrassing moments for the week.
All right, I did Ghosts of Hawaii.
Awesome.
And you guys will be so proud of me. I actually looked up the pronunciations
Yay.
of these words. So, let's see. The first one is Pearl Harbor in Oahu.
What was it, Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Our first stop in telling these Hawaii ghost stories leads us to Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor Naval Station suffered devastating losses on December 7th, 1941, when Japan attacked. Thousands of people lost their lives and were wounded during the attack. Japan also attacked Hickam Air Force Base, which sits next to Pearl Harbor. Since the devastating attack, countless visitors to Pearl Harbor have stated they have experienced different hauntings. One of the biggest things that people visiting the area claim is a feeling of tremendous sadness, extreme pain, as well as feeling incredibly frightened for no apparent reason.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to know, if those people are like slightly psychic or sensitive, something like that.
Empathic.
Right. And because that reminds me of the realtor stories that I was doing where certain people would smell.
Yeah.
So I wonder if certain people can feel emotions.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I think so too.
I do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
One of the biggest things that people visiting the area claim is a feeling of... Another area believed to be haunted is the USS Arizona. People state they have seen the apparitions of soldiers on the dock of the sunken vessel. The ghost of another soldier is believed to wander the deck of the USS Arizona when the tide is low. All right. The next one is Wahioa.
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 That sounds right.
It is. I did the pronunciation. It just took me a second to... The Wahioa Botanical Garden in Oahu is located in central Oahu in Hawaii. The Wahioa Botanical Garden is 27 acres of beautiful native flora displays. The garden also features Hawaiian ferns, over 60 types of trees, and countless hiking trails for visitors to enjoy. The garden originally started out as a park in the 1920s. In 1957, it officially opened as a botanical garden. Local legend has it that areas of the Wahioa Botanical Garden are haunted by the Green Lady. Descriptions of the Green Lady vary. Some people claim she is covered in I think it's supposed to be moss, but it's actually gross. This is what it says. Some people claim she's covered in gross and green mold.
Gross and green mold.
Yes. I think it's supposed to be moss and green mold. I don't know. Anyway. Others claim she has jagged teeth, hair covered in seaweed, and fish-like scales that are green.
Ooh.
There is one legend that if you cross a certain bridge by yourself in the botanical garden, you will never return.
Oh, shit.
The Green Lady is also said to have been seen at a local elementary school.
Ooh, I wonder if it's a portal or something.
I don't know. Setting sights on the Green Lady is definitely up there with the scariest of the scary Halloween, I cannot read tonight.
I couldn't read either, so I understand.
Anyway, scary Hawaiian legends. Okay. Honolulu Airport in Oahu.
Ooh, an airport.
Yeah. In 1927, the Honolulu Airport opened. Thousands of people a day travel... Wow, this is really bad. Okay. Thousands of people a day travel to or out of Oahu's main airport. Based on Honolulu ghost stories told by locals on the island, there is one individual who does not leave the airport. A blonde woman in a white dress, known as the Lady in Waiting, has been spotted in different areas of the airport, including at the gate. The story states she had fallen in love with a man who had intended to marry her. When he left on a flight and never came back, the lady-in-waiting was devastated, so she took her own life. Other paranormal witnesses have seen other unusual sights, such as a ghost on the Wiki shuttle and toilets flushing on their own. People have also experienced the sensation of someone sitting on their chest, causing them to choke. The entity that causes this is called the choking ghost.
Oh, shit.
So original.
Not at all obvious.
Oh, I forgot to look one of them up. I don't know how to say it.
Oh, shit. Just fake it.
It's the Lau Theater in Wailuku?
Okay.
The Lau Theater first opened back in 1928. Over the years, it has been home to countless plays and other events. The Lau Theater is also believed to be home to a considerable amount of paranormal activities. Staff members and patrons of the theater have claimed to experience an assortment of unusual activity. Some witnesses claim a friendly female ghost wanders around the stage, as well as sitting in different seats in the theater. Ghosts of Hawaiian soldiers have reportedly been spotted in the basement. Other activity reported includes shadowy figures in the theater's lower levels, cold spots, and people hearing voices.
That's creepy.
Hilton Hawaiian Village in Oahu. The Hilton Hawaiian Village is located on 22 acres of pristine beachfront property on the island of Oahu. The resort offers its guests with much more than easy access to the beach. It also affords guests with rooms in the largest hotel in the Hilton chain. Guests also get to enjoy over 90 boutiques and shops, numerous restaurants that serve a broad range of international cuisine, as well as the largest pool on the island. Guests can also pamper themselves at Waikiki's largest spa. Guests to the Hilton Hawaiian Village also have the opportunity to experience some paranormal activity. One legend states that back in 1959, a hotel employee watched a young woman vanish right before his eyes. There are claims someone murdered the young woman in her room at the hotel. Other sightings by guests and hotel staff include that of a beautiful woman in a red dress. People have seen her roaming the hotel's halls, while other people claim to have seen her on the beach. There are claims the woman in red is Madame Peel, the volcano goddess. Highway 1 in Oahu.
Going back to that, sorry, that's what I want. I want like a 5-star hotel room experience with massages and shit, and then later that night go ghost hunting. That would be fun.
Shoot, I couldn't even imagine how much it would be to go to the Hilton Hawaiian Village.
It'd be fun though.
Yeah, it would be
Especially
fun.
if it was haunted too.
That would be cool.
I know.
I wouldn't sleep, but it'd be cool.
Well, after you massage, you'd just want to sleep. But not if it was haunted. If it was haunted, it'd scare you awake.
That's true. Highway 1 in Oahu. Highway 1 is another one of the most haunted places in Hawaii that are located on the island of Oahu. Highway 1 is a roadway that passes through the Kulu Mountains. History states that many ancient warriors perished in those mountains. Construction on the highway took much longer than expected. It took roughly 7 years until completed. One of the reasons that the construction took so many years is that countless workers who claimed to see ghosts would either leave work the same day or would never return. People working on the highway claim, along with seeing countless ghosts, they also heard the voices of the warriors speaking to them. People have also made claims that they have heard the cries of the warriors inside the tunnels along the highway. During the process of building Highway 1, the bones of the ancient warriors were excavated. The moving of the bones is said to have disturbed the warriors' final resting place, thus the many sightings of ghosts.
Ooh.
Okay. Nuuanu Pali Highway. It's another highway in Oahu.
Okay.
One of the most infamous of all supposed true Hawaiian ghost stories comes from the Nuuanu Pali Highway. The Nuuanu Pali Highway is the main highway on the island of Oahu. It connects to the windward side of the island with downtown Honolulu. Construction on the original road started back in 1845. Over the years, the Pali Highway has been further developed. Along the breathtaking Pali Highway, developers created the Nuuanu Pali tunnels. According to legend, different areas along the Nuuanu Pali Highway are haunted. At the Pali Lookout, people have seen Hawaiian soldiers being tossed off the cliff, as well as a ghost in white.
Oh, shit.
That's weird.
That is weird. Seeing people thrown off a cliff?
Yeah.
I mean, I can totally see it. What did it say? It was like a war or something? Didn't you say that? Site of a war?
I don't know.
Why would they be throwing people off of a cliff? I was going to say if it was like
Unless
some
it was
sort of-
during war and it was the other side.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't know.
Man, I couldn't imagine seeing something
I
like...
would freak out.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It is also believed if you try to transport pork across the Pali Highway, first your car will stop, and then an old woman with a dog makes her presence known.
What?
In order to get past this section of the Pali Highway, the old woman's dog must be fed the pork. That's weird.
That's super weird.
That makes no sense at all.
No pork allowed on this bridge.
Unless you give it to my dog.
That's weird.
Hickam Air Force Base in Oahu. I don't think I'm going to go to Oahu if I
it
if I
seems
could
like
afford it. but
Everything's haunted there.
I know. In September of 1938, construction of Hickam Air Force Base completed, making the base ready for use. The following year, construction on the main barracks started. In 1940, the base had everything the military person could need. The barracks had everything from squadron day rooms, a mess hall, a medical dispensary, laundry facilities, barber shops, and other creature comforts the soldiers on the base could desire. The soldiers enjoyed their home away from home so much they gave the barracks the nickname the Hickam Hotel. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7th, Hickam Air Force Base suffered a tremendous amount of damage. Since December 7th, a number of unusual incidents and accidents have occurred at Hickam Air Force Base. One incident occurred in 1955 when a R6D-1, I don't know what that is.
Isn't it a plane?
It must be.
Okay.
Because it was attempting to land during a heavy rainstorm in the dark.
Oh.
The R6D-1 crashed and more than 60 people perished.
Oh, no.
Other incidents are more of the paranormal kind. People who have been on the base have claimed to hear the sounds of soldiers dying. Others have claimed to hear what they say amount to the sounds of bombs striking and exploding. Additional reports claim that World War II soldiers in their fatigues wander around different areas of the base.
Oh, my God.
Another claim is that there is a ghost on the base that likes to play pranks on people. The ghost, named Charlie, apparently likes to throw objects and switch radio stations. Witnesses also claim that a guard shack on the base is haunted. Witnesses claim to have seen the ghost of a soldier in his uniform at the shack at night. The soldier had apparently been killed while on duty in the shack.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't see more, like, airports and things where that was the last place that they were before they died. Like, airplane crashes and...
Yeah, but that's not where they died.
Right, but if it's in an airplane, that's no longer there. I mean, it would be a plane crash site, but the last place that they were actually, physically moving and, for lack of a better term, being a person.
Yeah.
They were in an airport. Because otherwise, you just basically get in a car and, you sit there.
Yeah.
So I could see maybe someone haunting an airport because that was the last place that they were considered alive. I mean, you know what I mean? Like moving around and doing human things and going about their life. And then they get on this plane and they never land.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that.
No, that would be awful.
My last story, Oahu Community Correctional Facility in Oahu. Last but certainly not least on our Haunted Hawaii trip brings us to the Community Correctional Facility in Oahu. The Oahu Community Correctional Facility is Hawaii's largest jail. The 950-bed facility sits on 16 acres in Honolulu. The facility not only provides a place for an individual awaiting trial, but it also offers numerous other services and programs for the detainees. Prisoners can get help with parenting skills, substance abuse, and domestic violence issues.
That's good.
The facility also offers a work furlough program, jobs in the laundry facility and the kitchen. Long before the facility became what it is today, it was a Oahu prison. From 1909 to 1944, 47 men were hung at that prison. Where the gallows once stood, there are now offices. There are prisoners that have been in the facility who have made claims of cell doors that rattle. Guards who have attempted to sleep in the squad room of the present-day facility claim something about the room makes it very difficult to sleep. And that's all I got.
That reminds me of, have you heard like the updates on Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the girl that the mother had Munchausen's by proxy, like big time, and her boyfriend killed her?
Oh, yeah.
There, a movie just came out on, her name is Gypsy Rose, and the movie just came out about her, and she's been doing a lot of interviews and stuff. She's absolutely thriving in prison.
Well, yeah,
It's
after what she's used to.
Absolutely.
God, could you imagine that? That
No,
would
it's the
be-
first time she's felt free, and she's in prison.
Yeah, that's sad.
That is sad.
That woman, she deserved what she got, I
Fuck
think.
yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but she
It's-
brought it upon herself.
Yes, she did.
And man, I feel so bad for her, for Gypsy Rose, and like she would be a beautiful young lady if she wasn't fucked up from her fucking mother.
You know, it almost makes you think it's probably a good thing that she was... Because I don't necessarily think that she should be in jail for that.
It's a fine line.
It is. But if she wouldn't have been convicted, what would she have done? She doesn't...
Exactly. She would have no skills. I
Yeah.
mean, she probably would have had to go to school, basically start from scratch.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, prison is
At least,
really
yeah,
the
where
best
she's
option
at
for
now,
her.
She's got shelter, food.
Structure.
Yeah, she's got, I mean, they have, all the programs and stuff. They've got
Absolutely.
libraries
Yeah.
and computers.
She's getting the structure that she needed as a child that she didn't get.
in prison. And that's just
It's
disgusting.
very sad. Yeah, it's really sad. I really feel for that young lady. I really do. Because, I mean, and honestly, she was put in a situation where she didn't have a choice. It was either her or her mother. Her mother was going to kill her at one point to get attention.
I'm surprised she didn't.
I know.
At some point.
I know. I really think it would have been in her future, her near future, if she didn't take action. Oh my God, it's so horrible, and I feel so bad for her.
Yeah. But it sounds like she's doing much better than
It really-
she was.
yeah.
And that's just sad.
It is. It's so sad. Okay, so this week I did just really strange things that people have experienced or have seen in their life, and they don't have an explanation for it. So my first one says, just me and my 2-year-old son at home. I was changing his clothes when he looks at me and says, "Why don't you say hi to that man?"
Yeah. I'm so glad Peyton didn't do
Oh
shit
my
like
God,
that.
I don't know what I would do.
I would be freaking out all the time.
I know, that's creepy. And
Bad
it's your
enough with
kid.
the cat staring off into space at nothing.
Well, with the cat, you could leave the house. With a kid,
Well, yeah,
you
that's true.
can't do that.
He's like, you just stay right here. I'll be right back.
Then you're labeled as a bad mom, and
okay.
then yeah, people look at you weird.
All right. It's a good thing I never did that.
Okay, next one. I was shopping at a grocery store and caught a guy staring at me out of the corner of my eye. He seemed to be following me around in the store, but I was almost done and about to leave, so I didn't really worry about it. On my way to the checkout, I put a box of cereal back from my cart onto a shelf. That's when the guy ran up, grabbed the exact box I had just placed back, and ran for the checkout. What? What the fuck is that?
That's weird.
Exactly.
It's like, was he there the whole time being like, just put it down. I want it. Just put it down.
Like that one box of cereal. Maybe she took the last one and he
That's
was
what
like,
I was
maybe at the last minute they'll put it back. Oh, that's fucking weird, man. I don't know. Okay, next one. One morning, my girlfriend and I went to the 7-Eleven to buy bus tickets, and right when we were about to pay the cashier, a ratchet-looking man barges out of the bathroom covered in blood from head to toe with bloodshot eyes. He swiftly walks past my side and yells at the cashier, "You can fucking keep this," as he violently threw a pack of Skittles at on the counter. The cashier then calls out saying, "Wait!" But the man ran out of the store. The cashier then shook his head and casually said, "Sorry about that," and everything went back to normal like nothing happened.
That is so weird.
I have no idea what the backstory was. Yeah, like, what the fuck is that? Why Skittles? Where's the blood coming from? Why is that normal for the cashier? What the fuck?
Oh my God.
So many questions, zero answers. It's unacceptable.
That's just weird.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. I woke up one night to see my mom looking into my room watching me sleep. I asked her what she wanted and she just shut my door. It took a few minutes for my sleep-addled mind to realize I was 25 years old and living on my own at the time.
Oh my gosh.
What followed was the thorough search by a naked sleepy man holding a chopping knife, looking for whoever was in his apartment. All the doors were locked, all the windows were locked, and there was no one else there.
Ugh. Oh, that gave me goosebumps.
That's creepy.
No.
Next one, I stopped at a traffic light and looked to my right at the driver beside me. We then both raised a banana to our mouths and took a bite at the exact same time. He looked shocked. I looked incredulous. I then turned left and he drove off as fast as
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It's still pretty weird, but that's funny.
Weird, but that's funny. I just keep picturing it.
I know, right? Them both slowly raising a banana to their mouth. Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh my God.
Okay. Next one, a guy came up to me with money and asked me how many legs a cat has, and I said 4. He then said, "No, they have 6 legs counting their ears." He then moved on.
What?
Their ears count. Damn it. Their legs.
As far as I know, you can't walk on your ears.
That would be amazing.
Even cats can't.
Oh, shit. Okay. Next one, I couldn't fall asleep in the middle of the night. I just sat up and blinked in bed. Done with sleep. I just sat... Sorry. Just as I was about to get up, I blinked again, and suddenly it was morning. I checked the time, and it was 8 a.m. I had somehow slept for 5 hours and got up in the same position I was awake in. Or at least I think. Maybe I time traveled.
That's weird.
That is weird. Next one, when I was at my old job, I was out on the back deck smoking a cigarette when I saw a beautiful classic Mustang pull in. So I'm watching the car, waiting to see who's going to get out of it, when this guy who gets out wearing a Stewie Griffin pajamas and a Harvard sweatshirt. He looks around until he spots a used grease bin. He starts walking over to it and rolling up his sleeves, and he spots me. He stopped dead in his tracks with a look on his face like he was just caught beating it. Without breaking eye contact, he walked backwards, got into his car, and floored it out of the parking lot. What the fuck?
Okay.
Oh my God, what is that? That's weird.
He was walking backwards?
Yeah, he like...
Yeah, I know. It's why didn't you just turn around and walk?
What? Yeah. I mean, like, there's so many questions, and what the fuck? That's so weird. Oh, shit. Okay. One day in class during school, I looked out of the window near the parking lot and saw some guy dressed as a fucking Viking. Like, full-on gray beard, metal hat, shiny armor, and all that shit. He was just standing there in the middle of the road looking like he was fresh out of 800 AD. Only myself and one other girl saw him outside, and when the teacher came over to see what the commotion was, he fucking disappeared. Why the fuck was there a Viking man in my high school? Where did he go? And why did no one else see him? If it was our high school, I would be like, oh, there's our mascot.
Yeah.
No big deal. Because ours marauders. But that's weird. And if him and one other girl saw that, it wasn't just him.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird. Next one, I watched a woman walking a little ahead of me start yelling to herself something like, 20 years I've been dealing with this. 20 fucking years. She then proceeded to pull out a food service glove, like the see-through kind that people use behind a deli counter, put it on. She then took a bottle of Dijon mustard, squirted a huge glob in her gloved hand, and smeared it all over her hair and face. That was that story.
Okay.
Next. I found a CD-ROM with the word evidence written on it in Sharpie from a thrift store. I brought it home and played it, and it turns out to be an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
It's like, damn.
I know. It was so disappointing. Evidence? I want to know. Yeah, it's not. It's Grey's Anatomy. Next one, this happened twice. Once in 1978 and once again in 2015. In 1978, my parents and my siblings were near Yosemite, and while I was preparing for sunset, there was another family identical to mine. Same appearance, style, mom, dad, 2 daughters, and 2 sons. I couldn't tell the age, but they were roughly the same. However, the weird part was their sense of style. Hair and everything was identical to us. What freaked me out was that the entire family had this really weird staring into the abyss look. In comparison to us, they were a bunch of goofy-looking people. My parents went over to meet them because we needed something my mom forgot to pack. So we began talking briefly and departed. Later on the car ride home, I asked my family if anyone noticed how similar they were all to us. Everyone laughed at me, so I thought that was the end of that. In 2015, during my dad's funeral, I kid you not, I saw the same exact family, except it was only the mom and the children just walking. They did not age. I am 100% sure it was the same people. However, they were just walking dressed in black and were not part of our funeral. We live in Washington, but the funeral happened in Montana.
Speaking of, have you seen the preview for that movie called Us?
No, I haven't seen any previews, but I've heard it's on the last podcast on the left. They keep talking about it.
It's about doppelgangers.
Is it really?
It's doppelganger. So it's this family of 4, and this other family of 4 that's them is trying to kill them.
What?
I just saw the previews. But I was like, and what's funny is we were doing one of our episodes and we were talking about doppelgangers, and it was the next night or the next day that I saw that preview.
Man, that shit happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Like coincidences.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of movies. Let me just put it that way. We watch a lot of movies. I have, Netflix, and we have HBO, we have Amazon, and we watch movies all the time. That's like all we do. And it will be in these like series where I will see the same actors on these movies that we're picking, and it's just like coincidence. Like I'll see the same person on 3 movies in a row, and I'm like, that's weird. It's like these coincidences are happening.
Do you remember my friend Mandy? whenever we were together, the coincidences would always happen. I
Really?
remember one time I was over at her house and we were just talking. You know what the guy's name is from Clue? It's Tim.
Tim Curry?
Yes. Well, this night when we were talking, I couldn't remember his name then either. And we were talking about it, and it was driving me crazy. I was like, I do not know what his name is. And at that same time, the TV was on, and it showed, I think, maybe Clue or something, and it showed him with his name.
Weird.
Yeah. That kind of stuff happened all the time when we were together.
I wonder if that means something.
I don't know.
That's weird. It's like,
But it's like anytime I had any kind of question or anything, it's like it would show up
only
somewhere.
when you were with Mandy?
Yeah, it was weird.
That is weird. I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh,
You just got-
Doppelgangers.
yeah.
The Us movie. I need to look up a preview for that because I haven't seen. I don't watch TV. Like I said, we watch like Netflix and
Yeah.
movies. So I need to look that up. But yeah, they've been talking about it. And also another one, Hereditary. What is it? It's got.
I think it's
Hereditary.
Hereditary, something like that.
I've heard lots about that, and it's on Amazon, and I
Yeah.
keep skipping over it. I don't know if I want to watch it or not.
I haven't watched many horror movies because I don't have anyone to watch it with.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like I don't mind watching it by myself as long as like Aaron's asleep in the room or
Yeah,
something.
I can watch horror movies by myself. It's not fun. Because horror movies are stupid.
Well, then we need to
And it's
watch
like,
it together or something.
yeah, we can do that because I like to make fun of horror movies, and I can't really do that when I'm here, by myself.
that sucks.
But I love horror movies. But like Penny, I used to watch with her, and she moved.
Yeah,
Mandy, she moved.
yeah. That happened to me too. All my friends moved away too. Sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. I have very vivid memories of seeing black shadowy figures moving around in my apartment where I lived when I was little. I always screamed for my mom, and she tried telling me it was just a shadow of someone in the apartment, but it wasn't. I watched it from my bedroom walk across the wall from the living room to my parents' room. It even stopped and turned and looked at me once.
No.
No. Could you imagine, like, I could seeing like a shadow, and you know what that is, but seeing something that looks like a shadow, but you don't know what it is.
And it's moving independently
No.
and doing its own thing. No.
No. That's scary.
No way.
Especially when you're little. Jeez.
Ugh.
Next one, a coworker of mine keeps continuing conversations no one ever started. First thing Monday morning, no hello or good morning, just... Then I couldn't get my Wi-Fi to work, so I ended up using my phone's data plan to get my Xbox online, which is why I wasn't on very much this weekend. Except I don't play any games with him, I don't follow him, and at no point have we ever talked about this. I swear he's a time traveler and the journeyman bouncing through time randomly, only he's done this since birth, so he's not aware he's experiencing his life non-linearly. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Non-linearly. That's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? though?
Yes, I do. Yes.
That's weird.
That is very weird. I thought maybe he, talks to himself in his head.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of starts
Yeah.
halfway through, he starts doing it vocally or something.
Yeah. I could see maybe something like that happening.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That would explain it right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, but that's weird.
Yeah.
Next one, when I was about 10, I was up late by myself watching TV because I was sick and couldn't sleep. You know how every family has an old forgotten treadmill in the back of their family room that ends up being used to put stuff on. We had one of those, and I remember thinking that I had heard it turn on. I looked back in the corner of the room, and I didn't hear it anymore. Treadmills are pretty loud, so I was confused because I I definitely heard it turn on. Just as I returned back to watching TV, the treadmill suddenly turns on high speed, throws all of the boxes off of it, and keeps running. I then run as fast as I could to my mom's room. I told her what happened and fell asleep. I thought maybe I had been sick and tired and just imagined it, but when I got up in the morning, the boxes had indeed were sitting there behind the treadmill because they had been thrown off. I had no idea what to make of this event. That's weird. This was just like a electrical something or other with an old treadmill. That's creepy.
That's very creepy. I wonder if it was plugged in or not.
Ooh, I don't know. That's good. That makes it so much worse. It wasn't plugged in.
That's the first thing I would have checked.
Yeah. Next one, I was walking down the street and I heard a woman who sounded really concerned about this topic saying, you know what we need instead of the $1 bill? We need a $6 bill because that's so much more practical.
No.
No, I'm going to say no. Okay, next one. I got a case for a calculator off Amazon. I didn't like it. I put it in a drawer. I was planning on returning it, but never got around to it. Amazon said they had received the case that I had returned. So I asked my parents if they had returned it, but they said no. I opened the drawer and it was still there.
That's weird.
That's fucking weird. And I put on here, we, just this past week, got a rescue dog. As soon as we got this dog, Taryn said that everything on her, TikTok, it's an app.
I've seen it, yeah.
She's on that all the time. She said everything was like dog related right after we got the dog, which was weird. And then I have on my email, I'm subscribed to like a Publishers Clearinghouse thing where it sends me all kinds of like games and stuff to play. I always click on it and I'll play a couple of games and then I'll get sick of it and like close it out. Well, this week I had opened one up from my email and I was like clicking around and, like messing around. I was at work, so I was just like messing around with it and I got bored with it. So I moved my mouse to click out of it and this pop-up came up and it was like, before you leave. And I was like, ooh, I didn't know I was leaving. So it's like creepy.
I'm telling you, our computers
I know.
are watching.
They're
and
getting
listening.
freaky.
Yes, they
and
are.
they I was literally moving the mouse to X out, and it was like, before you leave, don't leave. It was creepy.
It's like, can you read my mind?
I know. I don't like it. Okay. Next one, my mom told me that when I was a toddler, she was tucking me into bed, and I said, Mommy, remember when I died in that fire?
Oh,
Creepy.
reincarnation.
Oh, yeah. Next one, I was having dinner in Paris when across the street I noticed a guy running along the street with a backpack. He stops at a manhole cover, opens it up, jumps down, and the lid closes. I told my family, and they were having none of it. They thought I was drunk. Strong accusations for someone who doesn't drink. Then about 30 minutes later, the manhole cover slides open and up jumps 4 people with headlamps and backpacks on. They quickly close the cover and run away. It was one of the strangest sights I've ever seen in my life, and thankfully everyone else at our table saw it too.
That's weird.
What the fuck? That's weird.
I don't know.
What are people doing with their lives?
It's like they're searching for something. What are they searching for?
In a
sewer.
Oh my god, maybe it?
It'd be funny.
Creepy clowns.
They all jump out, and right before the manhole cover, this little red balloon comes flying out.
Scary. or the last one who to jump out is it, and he just runs behind him with the backpack on. Wait for me. Oh shit!
Oh my gosh. Okay, I just have to say that.
What is it, Chris?
Chris just texted. She's very drunk. She said, "I'm not riding on a dick in the sunset, but I'm sure Buzz."
Should definitely try riding a dick into the sunset. It's great.
Oh my gosh. She has got to be just so drunk.
Aw, that's okay. So am I. Hi, Chris. She's gonna flip out on Tuesday when she hears this.
She'd be like, "Why are you putting my personal stuff on there?"
Hey, I put my personal stuff on here, so. I went to a high school with a girl whose family would dress up their house like a model home being sold for something. For example, the dining room table was dressed up with plastic Thanksgiving feast, plastic food on nice plates, and fake wine in fake glasses. When you walked into her bedroom, the bed was made with top corner open as if she had just gotten out of bed, and there was a tray with a fake bowl of ice cream. There was a tray with a fake bowl of cereal and a fake glass of orange juice.
Where'd you get ice cream from?
I have no fucking clue. I'm a little buzzed. Just listen. On the floor were coloring books and crayons as if a child lived in the room. They kept the place spotless, and every room had an odd theme of fake living. Her parents' bedroom have quite a few large African animal statues and fake rose petals leading to the bed. I call their squatting in a model home. That's what I got out of that.
That's weird.
I mean, what the fuck is that? Unless they are squatting in a model home, why? Why? That's weird. This is probably the weirdest one I came across.
Do model homes have fake food and?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, they do?
Oh yeah, they have. I mean, have you ever seen a model home?
I don't think so.
I mean, you walk in and it is as if someone is extravagantly living there.
Oh.
And honestly, have you ever watched Arrested Development on Netflix?
Seen a few of the episodes, the very beginning.
They are at the beginning. They are squatting in a model home, and they have a fake dinner on the table, and they have, everything is fake, and it's like you're living in it. You know what I mean?
That's weird.
It's kind of weird, but it's a model home.
Yeah.
They're setting it up as if
they want you to see what it would look like if you were living there.
Exactly. So I really think that they may have been squatting in a model home. That's what I got out of that. Okay. And my last one, I was sitting on my back porch late one night when I noticed the motion-censored light in my driveway turn on. As I'm looking, a man turns the corner into my yard, stops, and stares at me. I couldn't tell who it was, but I wasn't expecting anyone. I opened the door and asked if I could help him. He takes off running the other way, and I lock the doors and go check my security cameras on the side of the house. There was no one on the camera.
What?
I know!
Oh, I don't like that
Creepy! Okay, those were my stories for the week.
one. All right. It's time for the witty wrap-up. Chris did these for me this week.
Hi, Chris, again.
And they're about animals.
Okay. Makes sense.
Odin, stop it. Okay. My Labrador found where I put his food, so before I noticed, he ate about 6 pounds of dog food. I decided to take him for a walk since he looked like he was about to throw up. When we were walking, we saw a couple having a picnic. The boyfriend wanted to pet my dog while his girlfriend looked a little afraid. The boyfriend came near us, and as he was rubbing my dog's belly, my dog threw up on the man's shoes. all 6 pounds of dog food.
Oh,
he was
no.
soaked in dog vomit.
Ew.
That's gross.
No. Oh.
My dog Harley got into the bathroom trash and was playing a little too rough with some friends we had over. He started making retching noises and vomited up a used condom in the middle of my living room.
No.
That's gross. While everyone was enjoying fried turkey for Thanksgiving, Clyde, our 50-pound corgi, sauntered by the table and began projectile vomiting and shitting turkey oil all over the carpet and our guests.
Oh my fucking God.
It was so bad that everyone basically ran out of the house. We had to replace the carpet, and we never deep fried a turkey again.
Oh my God.
That is horrible.
That is horrible. Especially in front of people, man.
Oh. My dog is terrified at the vet. When they got him back in the exam room, he decided to pee on himself, on the floor, on my shoes, on the table, on the vet, and on the vet tech.
Aww.
He basically flooded the room. He's not allowed back without being heavily medicated first.
Aww, poor baby. Oh.
I was walking my Great Dane down the beautiful waterfront boardwalk one day when she decided to stop and poop. As if that wasn't bad enough, it was foul-smelling diarrhea. I couldn't even attempt to scoop it up with the bags I had. Splattered all over the boardwalk. We got so many dirty looks. I got a bottle of water and tried to wash it away, but it just watered it down and spread it even more.
Oh, shit. Man, that sucks.
My beagle Fern would snack on her Chihuahua Mix's poo.
Ew.
She took it one step further and would eat it as it came out.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Ice cream fountain.
Oh my gosh, that's nasty. I took my dog to a hotel where there was a revolving door. She poops when she gets nervous, and I thought she would be fine going through the revolving door. I was wrong. She pooped, and it just kept revolving and revolving and revolving. I walked in circles trying to pick it up as it had been smeared onto the carpet.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. My Maltese went to the beach with my mom and her date and ate a bunch of sand. When they got home, we were all on my front porch, and my mom passed my dog to her friend. My dog proceeded to shit sand all over the place, including on my mom's date.
Oh, no.
There wasn't another date.
Oh, no.
It's not her fault.
Seriously, if you're going to judge someone by the way their pet is, like, dude, fuck off.
I live in an apartment building, and once I was going to walk my dog when we ran into a neighbor with her dog at the lobby. While she was telling me that her dog had just been groomed, the dogs sniff each other, and then my dog peed on top of their other dog.
Oh.
We were hosting a large family gathering.
I have the hiccups.
I think you drank a little bit too much.
I just have the hiccups.
Okay. Where was I at? We were hosting a large family gathering at my house. We had a few lovely scented candles lit to add to the experience. My cat jumped onto the coffee table and walked past a candle. His butt caught on fire, and my aunt ran around smacking him to put it out. Instead of beautiful scented candles, the house smelled like burning cat ass. It was a rather pungent odor that I truly never forget. Burning cat ass.
Oh my god! That's horrible.
We had just moved into a new house, and Bowie, our new puppy, was really into exploring all the boxes and bags that were around him. This was fine until my mother-in-law came over to see the house, and our cute new puppy innocently dropped a vibrator at her feet.
Oh.
Aww. I had a very cute boy over at my house when I was in high school, and everything was going great. pretty soon my dog decides to join us on the couch and drops a used pad on said boy's lap.
Oh, fuck.
He got into the trash and must have decided that it was the perfect gift for the perfect gift for our house guest. Needless to say, cute boy never came back for a second visit.
Oh, no. Well, fuck cute boy then, because it's fucking natural, dude.
Yep. My dogs also had a fetish for getting into my laundry hamper and playing with my dirty underwear. Long story short, I came home from work many times to see my dirty underwear strewn all over my front yard. What is worse, we live near an elementary school, and the dogs caught on that if they timed their underwear play right, the kids would be walking home from school. A while ago, my mom and I had to take care of my cousin's newborn baby. Right before it was time for the baby to go to bed, I rocked it in my arms while sitting on my couch. My dog Percy was in front of me sitting and started to pant, which means she was anxious. All of a sudden, he jumps on the couch and comes straight for the baby and then proceeds to hump him. I was so confused, and so was the baby. Weirdo.
Aww.
My BFF and I went to my parents' house for a holiday break. For this story, please know that my BFF is top-heavy and likes to show it. So we get to the house, and my boxer jumped up on her and proceeded to give her the most intense breast cleaning with her tongue that anyone had seen.
Oh, my.
In front of my parents. She got really deep in her cleavage and never broke eye contact with my BFF while doing so.
Oh, my.
That is creepy. When my husky mix, Petey, was younger than he is now, we took him to our local Bark in the Park. There was an area set up for the dogs to play around on, so we got him to the start of the track, threw the ball, let him go, and instead of going after the ball, he did a 180 and ran out of the fly ball area and down a field toward the parking lot. We went chasing after him, and when we finally caught sight of him again, it was just in time to see him jump into the open door of somebody's minivan. What the fuck?
Run, Forrest, run!
My sister got a guinea pig named Coco. Coco climbed up on my shirt and rested between my shoulder and neck. Then I felt something warm sticking out at me. I thought nothing of it. Then I felt some motion. I'm in the middle of playing a video game, so I'm not even paying attention to the fact my sister's guinea pig is humping my shoulder. I then start to feel something wet on my shirt. My mom lifts Coco off me. The guinea pig came on me. I never held him ever again.
I wouldn't either.
That's so gross.
Ew, guinea pig, come. No.
That's so nasty. That's all I got.
Oh my god. Why'd you end on that one?
That was funny.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening again. We really appreciate it. Send us your stories. We want to hear them. Anything. Misheard lyrics, funny, scary, creepy, anything. We want to hear them. ghouls.nightoutpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you rate, subscribe, review, give us a good review so we can get up on the charts. And we will talk to you next week.
Later.
Bye.